receiving schools, here is your reference for today's lesson. Strand, your substrand, outcome, a topic, materials, and your reference.
Good morning, 8Cs, receiving school students and teachers.
Good morning, Mr.
Thank you. You may sit down. Right. Our homework, 8Cs and receiving students, who follows the Constitution, right? Can we just go through our homework, please? I gave you a simple question. Who follows the Constitution? All right. Receiving students and the answers? Let's have Charlie.
The national government. The national government.
All right. Good. Charlie said the national government. Yes. Naomi?
The citizens and the government follow the constitution.
All right, good. Did you hear what Naomi said? All right, 8Cs and receiving students. Naomi said the government and the people or the citizens, all right, of a country or the government. So we can say the government and the people or the citizens follow the constitution. All right? Now, what did we say the Constitution was, class? What did we say what the Constitution is, or what is the Constitution? Receiving students, what is the Constitution? All right. Can we have a boy? All right, let's have Andrew. You?
Is a set of written rules of how our country should be governed.
All right, Andrew, set of written rules that states how our country should be governed. Yes. All right. What else? Anything else about the Constitution? Written rules or guidelines that states how our country should be governed. Any other thing about the Constitution? All right, it states the rights and responsibilities of each citizen. Okay. What else? What else does it state about the government? How the government should be run? Yes. All right, how the government should be run. Okay, good. All right, I'll just go through something else about Constitution. It's just the same, but if you want to copy this one down, you can do so. Copy it down into exercise book. All right, it reads, a constitution shows the way a nation is to be governed and the sort of society the nation is trying to develop. All right, you finished? Okay, good. So this is another definition of constitution. All right. So like what I said in our previous lesson, that every group or organization, they have rules to follow. Okay, they have rules to follow, sort of like a constitution. Each group can come up with a constitution, a set of rules or guidelines for them to follow, right? So it's not only the government that has a constitution, the other groups or clubs that have a constitution. Okay, let's move on. All right, everyone look up here. All right, in the constitution there are rules, okay? Now rules, number one, rules for forming the government, okay? There are rules in the constitution, one, for forming the government, okay? Quickly just write that one down. Number one, forming the government, rules for forming the government, okay? All right, you finished? Okay, that's forming the government. Next, all right, in the constitution, there are also rules for the way the government should work for the people, all right? The way the government should work for the people. Okay, we have the next. All right, there are rules for the parliament. In the constitution, there are rules for the parliament. There are also rules for the speaker and the members of the national parliament to carry on the business of parliament. All right, finished? Okay. Next. There are also, in the Constitution, there are also rules for the public service, including the police force and the defense force. Last year we looked at the three branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. So what does the public service come under? Which branch? Receiving students? The three branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. The public service, what does it come under? Which branch? Okay, some of you are saying legislative. Legislative branch. Legislative branch makes the laws and makes the plans. Public service, they carry out or they enforce the laws and they carry out the plans. Executive branch, right? Looking at the members of parliament, they come under legislative, right? They're the ones who make the laws and makes the plans. Okay, so public service, they come under executive branch, this branch. All right, you finished copying this one? Okay. All right, rules for the judicial system, including the courts. Okay, just copy that one down. All right, finish. Okay, what branch does this come under? The judicial branch, okay? They solve the conflicts and punish lawbreakers, right? The judicial system, including the courts. Okay, you finished? All right. And last of all, it is, okay, last of all, there are rules for the PNG citizenship and rules for respecting PNG customs. All right. Looking back at the history of the Constitution, who formed the Constitution? All right, receiving students, let's look back at the history of the Constitution. Who formed the Constitution? Receiving students, I'm sure last year we looked at this. There was a group, all right, that formed or wrote down the Constitution. You still remember? You forgot, class. Or let me put it this way, there was like a committee, right? What was who were they? A something committee that formed the Constitution or wrote down the Constitution. At that time it was maybe 1971 to 1975, okay? Now there was a committee that came together, all right, to form, sorry, not to form, but who wrote the Constitution. And then in 1975, the Constitution was adopted in 1975. 1971 to 1975, the Constitution was being planned. Okay, anyone? Class, any ideas? Receiving students? Oh, you all forgot? 8Cs. Okay, let's have Zimalin. Okay, Zimalin.
The National Executive Committee.
Thank you, but that's not right. Okay. Good. Okay, I'll give you the answer. Okay, the Constitutional Planning Committee. It is Constitutional Planning Committee. This committee, okay, planned or worked on the Constitution. All right, Constitutional Planning Committee. Right, receiving students. So this group here, they were PNG representatives, okay, who formed the Constitution, the Constitutional Planning Committee. So this group here, or this committee came up with, they were working on this constitution, and then in 1975, the constitution was recognized, okay? All right. And also, listen, in our previous lesson, I gave you, or you read out some rights and responsibilities, huh? Did you? Yes. some rights and responsibilities. Can you give me one right, please, receiving students? Or as a citizen of PNG, what is your right? What are your rights? Okay, one, Zimalin, please.
We have the right to be free to make our own decision and to go where we want to go.
Okay, good. Next one. Can we have one more? All right, you have a right to make your own decisions and go where you want to go. Yes? One more. Okay, Rose. Priscilla, sorry.
We have the right to have a safe life in healthy conditions.
All right, you have a right to live a safe life and healthy conditions. Okay. All right, I want everyone to look up here, please, class. Okay, this is for your activity. Everyone look up here, 8Cs and receiving students. All right. There are three, actually there are not three, but there are 17 rights, okay? 17 basic rights, but here I have only three. Three basic rights or three fundamental rights, okay? Number one, right to life, okay? You have a right to life. Number two, you have a, class, can you read please? I'm too much talking.
Right to freedom from cruel and
treatment. And next one, right to?
Right to protection of the law.
Okay, these three main rights, okay? Now for your activity, class, this is what you're going to do. Right, I'm going to give you papers here, and I think I'll also maybe get this as a assessment task. Choose one of these rights and write, okay, about it in an essay form. All right, class? Hey, look here. You're going to choose one of these rights here, right? Whether it be right to life, okay, or you want to write about right to freedom from cruel and inhuman treatment. And you're going to write about it, okay? It can be 3, 4, 5 paragraphs in an essay form, okay? About that type of, about that right. Okay, class, 8Cs, are you listening? Receiving students. So each of those, you choose one and you write about it, okay? I'm sure you have so much, okay? You have enough knowledge to write about it. Right? Instead of the teacher giving it to you, you write about it, okay? So can I have here, come and get your papers, Naomi, come and get. So receiving students, you can write on a piece of paper or individual. This is individual work, class. You're not going to write in a group, individual work. That's why I said in an essay form you write. Oh. Do we have any more? Wait, some more here. Okay. You're writing. Oh, one more, okay. Can we give it to you? Okay. And extras, Albert. You two have your paper? Okay. Extra. Okay, so 8Cs again. You choose any of these, okay? You choose one of these basic rights, okay? If you want to write about right to life, all right? You write about it 3 or 4 or 5 paragraphs, or right to freedom from cruel and inhuman treatment, or right to protection of the law. So this is individual work. You write your own, okay? You're not going to discuss in groups, but you write individually. All right. So receiving students, you get papers from your teachers and you write about, choose one of these rights and you write about it, okay? If you have any questions, please can you raise your hands, and if you're not sure, please raise your hands and ask. All right. So if we don't complete it now, then you can take it home and you complete it. All right? Wait. I'll change it. So you only choose one, okay? And you write about that right. Okay, you don't have to write about those, all of them or the two. Just choose one and you write about it. For example, right to life, okay? What rights do you have to life, okay? And then you think of something else. What about life, okay? So this can be also part of your assessment. So you go, write it out. We're having But if you're not sure, you can ask your friend or you can discuss with your friend or your friends? All right, so HCs and receiving students, that's your activity, but you can complete it at home. Receiving students, if there's not enough time, you go back home and you complete this. So what you do is, again, you choose one of these rights and you write about it. All right, in our next lesson, we are going to look at democracy or democratic type of governments. Now listen, HCs, can you go and define the word democracy? Democracy, and list 3 countries that are democratic countries in the Pacific region. Okay, receiving students, define what democracy is and list 3 countries that are democratic countries in the Pacific region. Right, that's your homework. All right, and that brings us to the end of our lesson, class 8Cs and receiving students. Our keyword for today is, no, not constitution, rights. Okay, good morning 8Cs, receiving students and teachers, and thank you for listening. Okay, you're welcome.
Teachers, here is your reference for the next lesson. Your strand, substrand, outcome, the topic, materials, and your reference.